G'day folks, Schneb's back out the shop again today. Got me a quick welding job here. A buddy of mine brought his plow by. He had it welded once before and it didn't last. So today we're going to fix it right. Okay, so what we're looking at here, the mount part where it attaches to the plow. Okay, there's a large bolt that goes through right there. Okay, and that's what holds these two pieces together. So it was never in any danger of actually coming apart, but so this other plate here that sits in there, it's on a second bolt. All right, and it's that bolt that guides and controls the max pivot. So if you're cranked right over and you're pushing snow real hard, without that plate, all the pressure's on your rams instead of maxing out on that plate. It's been welded before, as I said, and I'll show you a close-up here, but whoever did it gives welders a bad name. I'm no professional welder, and I know that was far from a professional job. They didn't take it apart was the big thing. Okay, I got it apart here. It's a bit of a pain, but it's doable. They didn't bother to take it apart, and they welded it from underneath. Didn't grind it, by the look, didn't even clean the grease off. So they tried to weld through all that. And because of the limited view, they didn't even get to the crack. They literally got about 2 tacks, maybe a ½ inch of total weld trying to hold on this big old plate. And it didn't last. So I'll give you a close up here and show you what they got done. Okay, so there's the plate the way it's supposed to sit on. And you can see there's quite a bit of surface area to play with. When he brought it here, it was sitting out way like this and it was jammed. So he couldn't pivot it anymore. It literally jammed itself in here. So you can see, or you may not be able to see, but you can see here there's some heat marks. And you can see that heat mark is nowhere near the crack. So they welded it from underneath. Got really good penetration on absolutely nothing. And then you can see there's another little weld here. And that's literally a tack here. Maybe this half the size of my fingertip, and about an inch here was all they actually got into the where it needed to be welded. That one's not even on anything. There's no crack there. You can see on the other side, there's definitely nothing there, and that's not really even ground down. That just looks like the wear from the arm going back and forth, the natural wear. So you can see what's been happening here. Because that wasn't there, it wasn't being stabilized at all, and it was just grinding into its mount. So, we're going to clean this thing up. It was covered in grease, and I actually cleaned quite a bit off just so we could see it. And we'll try to get a decent weld onto that. First step, grinding off all the old welds. Greasy. Take that to the bench. Okay, about ready to get started here. I got a piece of angle on, vice grip on both ends, and that's just to make sure that this is being welded straight. I tried a magnet, but it couldn't hold the weight. So I'm just gonna get that in there. I got a nice V cut both top and bottom. I'll get really good penetration here. We're going stick weld. E6018s. Make sure we got the helmet turned on. That'll be bad. Don't need that no more. Before I start a fire. Yeah, it was a really good first pass. I'm gonna grind it down here and just get a good look and see what we got. Okay, root pass is done. We're gonna go on now and get us a nice even fill. there we go, the top's done. I got 3 good passes on that, ground it down. Okay, there's the finished product. A little rough on the sides, but I can't really, ooh, that's hot. Can't really get in here to grind because of these brackets and the hoses on this side, so. But, yeah, heck of a lot better than what it was. Okay, well now the fun part, I got the weld underneath it. Okay, well I'm really happy with that. I think it turned out pretty darn good. You can see the heat marks here from where I welded it underneath. It's a little tighter under there. I can't really flip this thing over without undoing all the lines, and I'm not going to get into that. That thing is pretty much as good as new. I don't suspect it's going to break anytime soon. With that, well, let's put this thing back together. Well, it was kind of fun to get apart by myself. Probably would have been easier if I had the truck. I could just maneuver things, but this is a heavy unit. The right way. There we go. Get that first pin in. I'll be laughing. Okay, some big bolts there. Woo, it's still hot. Okay, the hard part's done. Now, if everything has gone as planned, this back bolt should pop in. Look at that. Sir, yes, sir. It's a win. This uses big old nylon jobbies on here. I'm running out of rags. Okay, let's get those nuts put on. One of them's easy, the other one not so much. Gotta get at it from underneath. This'll be a while. Right tool for the job. Undid them just in case the plow fell. I didn't want the lines getting ripped out. Gave it a lot more slack. So we're just putting those back in. And lastly, big bolts that hold the ram in. I suspect there's supposed to be a pin of some kind, but well, there you go, folks. If you want to make money welding, it's usually jobs like this where you're fixing somebody else's shoddy workmanship or something that was patched on the side of the road so that they could get home. Not always shoddy, just sometimes that's all you got to work with. Okay, you can't just try to weld things from underneath through the dirt and rust and snow, all right? Sometimes you just got to get your hands a little dirty and get in there and get it done right. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.